To go for it. Maxwell has it. Jay on him. Max puts it up and in, and he's fouled. Maxwell gets the Celtics off to a great start. Let's take a look at it.
Oh, wow. Super. And I think that play was called for. Max seemed to have gotten a good position on top of the key and got the Cowens tip. Jay just takes him out from under, picks up the foul as well.
The rubber band man, Cedric Maxwell. Nobody makes moves like Max does in the NBA. He completes the three-point play, and the Celtics out on top here as we get underway at the Spectrum. 3-0. Full court pressure by the Celts. Hollins has the ball. He's number 9. Cheeks is 10. Dawkins 53. Caldwell Jones 11. And the good doctor, number 6. So we'll check the matchups for you as Hollins drives the lane, misses. Chris Ford with the rebound, knocked loose by Hollins, and Max comes up with it. And he'll drop it back to Tiny, and Celtics will set it up on offense.
Chris Ford has done an outstanding defensive job on Hollins, by the way, this whole series.
Caldwell Jones on Larry Bird right now. Ford from outside won't go, and Erving releases to Cheeks. Sixers on the break. Cheeks a spinning move in.
That's a fine 360 move there by Maurice Cheeks. Just spun right around Tiny and took it in. The Sixers want to run tonight.
Cowens from way outside Erving with his second consecutive rebound, and here comes Cheeks. Sixers on the move to Jay, inside to Dawkins, up and in. So the Celtics get the easy hoop at the beginning, rush a couple of outside shots, and the Sixers have jumped out on top 4-3. Hollins switching off on Tiny, Cheeks on Ford. Now Tiny has it on top. He'll take the shot outside and hits.
Boy, that one helps. That one helps. I know Bill Fitch has been talking to Tiny about looking at the basket. He seemed reluctant to do it in the first 2 games. Nice to get the first one under your belt.
Traveling call on Caldwell Jones. We mentioned briefly the matchup Caldwell Jones on Larry Bird right now, and that's going to present some interesting problems because as we see the Celtics come down, Erving will pick up Maxwell and Dawkins on Cowens.
I would think they'd want to look for Max low. They haven't too much in the first couple of games. Good move by Bird, but well,
Bird put a shot up, didn't touch anything, got the ball back. And
violation.
Violation.
Yeah, I would think maybe they'd want to direct a little of the offense towards Max in low with Jay on him. See if he can't pick up some fouls on Jay. He just picked the first one up on the first play of the game.
Hollins in the lane, drops it off to Jay. 18-footer. Bird with the rebound. Larry's averaging over 8 boards a game in the playoffs. Bird will take the shot. Won't go. He's got a big target in 7-foot Caldwell Jones to shoot over. Probably the biggest man that's guarded him this year. Erving with Cowens on him. Back to Hollins on top. Bob mentioned Chris Ford has done a heck of a job so far on Hollins. The guards have really not been a factor for Philly with the exception of Bibby in that first game. Dawkins hits 2 shots, and that's not all bad for him to hit early.
Not that one. That was a 15-footer fall away. As we said on top, that's what you want to force him to. The first one, Dave let him get the low position, and he more or less gave him a layup.
Cowens misses, ball outside to Bird, drops it off to Max underneath, knocked loose. Hollins comes away with it, gets it to Cheeks. Here come the Sixers on the break. Lionel Hollins and in.
Woo! Nice play by Hollins. Went right under Dave Cowens on that move.
8-5, Sixers on top. Tiny. Drop it back to Larry. Bird to baseline, to Max underneath. Gets a knee from Erving and no call. O'Donnell missed that one as Jay gave Max the knee to the back. Cheeks holds up with it now.
Well, Bill Fitch didn't miss it, I'll tell you. He was up and went up to his line of demarcation there that the coaches are not allowed to go by, but he laid a few words on him.
Ford kicks it out of bounds. It'll be Sixers basketball. 8:57 to go, first quarter.
The Celtics have to withstand this early burst, Dodge. Philadelphia, for a lot of obvious reasons, figured to come out strong and looking to run and pressure. And the Celtics just have to stay close for this first quarter, and then things will quiet down. There's the Dawkins power move underneath. Bird and Cowens sandwich him. And
Cowens picks up the foul. Dawkins misses his first one. Darryl threw an air ball up from the line Sunday afternoon in Boston. The fans got on him a little bit, misses 2 there. 8-5, Sixers on top.
doesn't do badly with that jump shot, but normally big muscle-bound guys, for a lot of obvious reasons, are not good shooters.
Tiny wide open and hits. Tiny's been getting that shot from out on top quite a bit in this series.
Well, not only that, but after a slow or mediocre, for him at least, first game, things started to really open up for him in the second game. I thought his penetration and his movement in that second half had a lot to do with the second game victory for the Celtics.
Tiny guarding Cheeks closely, knocked out of bounds. It'll be Philadelphia basketball. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Dr. J had a virus yesterday, did not practice, is not feeling 100%, but you know he's going to be here. Cheeks hits. Maurice Cheeks with 4 points, and he's been relatively quiet throughout the first 2 games. Tiny in the penetration, blocked by Dawkins. Tiny was knocked down, no call. Celtics basketball.
Tiny going airborne just a little bit too soon on these shot blockers. Watch him now. Here's the penetration. He gets in nicely, but he leaves his feet a little too soon. And by floating in, that allows the shot blocker to time it a little bit better, and he got a hand on it.
Max open from outside. He'll take that shot and hits it. They're going to give him that one, and Max is going to take it appears.
You know, we're going to be talking to him at halftime. That's one of the questions I wanted to ask Mac, because he's seeing Jabbar playing him. He's seeing Caldwell, Jones, Malone in the Houston series. You know, when he goes out there, he hits that shot. He just doesn't do it often enough.
Hollins on top, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Looking into Caldwell Jones, bumps off Max. Oh, that line drive hook shot by Caldwell Jones.
Well, nice move. Again, they're giving him that position a little too low to the basket.
Tiny with the penetration in the lane, up, and he draws the foul. And that's what Tiny Archibald has to do for the Celtics to be successful.
Well, let me tell you, Raj, at least I feel that Tiny, as the series progresses and the defense, you know, starts to let down just slightly on the part of both teams, for that matter, I think Tiny's penetration and effectiveness is going to increase as the season, as the series goes on.
That's the first miss in the playoffs for Archibald. He was 23 of 23 coming into this game. So that's his first miss. He got it out of his system and drops the second one in. 12-10, Sixers lead it, 7:35 to go, first quarter. Full house here at the Spectrum tonight.
They're isolating Cheeks on top on Tiny. I guess they want him to penetrate.
Nice pass from Jay into Hollins.
Yep. Hollins coming on from the weak side. That's the Bobby Jones move. He does that very well.
Ford with the three-point land, turns it down. Puts a leaner off the glass and in. Chris Ford with his first hoop of the night. 14-12, Sixers up by 2. Caldwell Jones to inbounds the ball to Maurice Cheeks, second-year man who's extremely quick. Gets down the court very fast. We got a timeout. Timeout on the court, 6:58 to go, first quarter. Sixers lead it by 2, 14-12.
Out here at home, and the pressure should ease off in the second half.
Maxwell with a rebound, quickly to Ford. Celtics now trying to break something. Chris pulls up and gets it back to Tiny. Erving and Bird both with 3 rebounds apiece so far. Bird has not yet scored. Caldwell Jones guarding him in this game. Caldwell's a very active, aggressive 7-footer. David from way outside misses, and Dawkins with the rebound. Cheeks is pushing it up very quickly tonight. Jay has not yet scored either. He's going to work on Bird. Forces it back to Dawkins on top. Hollins from the top of the circle and hits. Lionel Hollins with 6 points. So Cheeks and Hollins, who we've not heard much from so far, with 10 points between them. And it's a 16-12 Philadelphia lead. Bird drops it into Cowens. Dave with a running left-hander. And he draws the foul. It's going to be on number 11, Caldwell Jones.
He's been making that move in this series a bit more than he did in the opening series against Houston. Just taking that big wide step, trying to clear himself from the pressure, and then a little hook. Let's take a peek. He wants to go left, obviously. That's his strength. You can see Jones trying to overplay him to that side, but David forces it and doesn't make the shot, but picked up the foul on Jones.
3 team fouls now on Philadelphia. David shooting 80% from the line in the playoffs. Cowens averaging 11.3 points per game and 6.3 rebounds. Says he's been primarily concerning himself with Malone and Dawkins and trying to keep those people away from the basket and sacrificing scoring and even rebounding to a point, trying to neutralize those folks.
Dave is going to try to grab a lot of rest this summer. Can you imagine if they get to the finals doing battle against Malone, Dawkins, and then maybe going against Jabbar for
or even
about 2 months?
Or even Sigma, who's a pretty good banger, too.
Absolutely.
Erving working on Bird. Fall-away shot. Air ball by the Doc. Cowens saves it, drops it back in. 16-14. Tiny throws it away. Cheeks comes up with it. So they neutralize one another with the turnovers. Inside to Dawkins. He leans in. Ford comes away with it.
Billy Cunningham is up. He was looking for a foul on that move. On that Cowens save of the Erving air ball, by the way, a good lesson for some b-ballers out there. Even though Jay threw the air ball and was going out of bounds, Cowens had a shot at getting control. Bird gets his first one.
And a major league pick set by Cowens on Caldwell Jones.
In other words, David saved the ball because he was sure he could get it in bounds rather than take the chance on the call. It could have gone the other way. So if you've got a shot at it,
tied at 16.
Save it.
4:43 to go, first quarter. Hollins working in on Chris Ford, and Mihalik blows the whistle on Ford. That is his first foul and the second team foul on the Celtics. Inside to Dawkins, back out to Hollins. Pull-up pop. Won't go. Erving with the rebound and in. First 2 points for Dr. J, and the Sixers out on top, 18-16.
Good move by Jay there, although Max had his hands on the rebound, just got a little bad timing.
Tiny with the drop off to Maxwell, who missed the pass, and it'll be Sixer basketball.
Tiny's getting in there, but he's a little out of control.
Hollins, who came over to Philadelphia in the deal with the Portland Trailblazers, has proven very valuable to them since Collins went down with the injury. Jones on a hook. That's the sky hook right there.
That's a nice move, and frankly, there's not a great deal you can do about it. So the defense was there, but little jump hook when you're 6'11".
And Tiny is called for traveling inside. And Fitch is saying cool it a little bit.
Well, he is, but again, he wants him to penetrate. It's a question of Tiny making the adjustment. You must penetrate under control when you've got his kind of blinding speed.
Celtics with 6 turnovers so far, and Philadelphia but 1. Loose ball out at the side.
Dawkins just laid a pick on Chris Ford, who's holding his neck. Just wiped him out. Dawkins
has put about 4 or 5 on Chris so far. Chris has got bruises up and down his sides from running into pick set by Darryl Dawkins. 4-point lead for the Sixers. Jay with the pull-up shot. It won't go. Dawkins the offensive board. The cheeks blocked by Maxwell. Knocked out to Bird. Here comes Larry. Drops it to Ford. Chris with Dawkins on him. Inside to Max.
Good play. Good
and
play.
In.
Chris Ford under pressure. Finds the target underneath. Good cut by Max. Good pass by Ford.
20-18. 2-point Philadelphia lead. 3:18 to go. First quarter. Cheeks. Turnaround shot. No good. Cowens the rebound. Long pass down to Max. Dawkins in front of him. Oh, he is ripped.
Oh, boy.
Dawkins commits the foul. That'll be his first. That's the 4th team foul. And Max will go to the line to shoot 2. Bobby Jones checks into the game now for the 76ers. And he'll replace Darryl Dawkins.
I'll tell you, gutsy play by Max here. Watch, we're going to see him take it to the muscle. He knows Dawkins is in position. Watch him lean in, use his body effectively. I don't know how intelligently, because, boy, he brought a brunt of that contact. Good job by Max.
Maxwell with 8 points here in the first quarter, shooting 80% from the foul line during the playoffs. Celtics have played 6 games so far. The 76ers have played 9, and he misses that second one. 20-19, 1-point Philadelphia lead. We're under 3 minutes to go, first quarter. Bobby Jones in there now, and he had a fine game Sunday. Hollins on top, wide open, and hits Lionel Hollins has 8 first-quarter points, and it's a 3-point Philadelphia lead.
Chris Ford normally is the one who helps out underneath and doubles up. Erving and Maxwell going to think they're going to call it on Jay. If they do, that'll be the 15th foul.
And
so
the second foul on Erving.
Yep.
Timeout on the floor. 2:34 to go first quarter. Sixers lead it by 3, 22-19. 14. Maxwell at the line. Erving committed the foul, and the Sixers are over the limit. Max has 2, and he drops the first one in with that soft touch of his.
Well, I started to say a moment ago about the Hollins kid getting his 4th field goal. Chris Ford has been doubling up inside and helping out because Hollins has not been that productive offensively in the first couple. I think he's going to have to make an adjustment. You know, the kid is looking for the basket, and he's moving well without the ball.
22-21, 1 point. Sixer lead as Maxwell converted both of them. Bobby Jones will be guarded by Cedric Maxwell. Into Bobby Jones, moved to the hoop with a left hand, and Bird gets the rebound. Long pass to Chris Ford.
Good job by Jones. That's his play. He likes to come across low from the weak side. The next time down, he probably will come up high, so they've got to wait for him around that foul line.
Caldwell Jones out on Cowens now with Erving guarding Bird at the moment. Bounce pass to Tiny. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Make it 4. Back to Tiny. Won't go. Maxwell, the offensive board, up and in.
Boy, does he do a job?
Cedric Maxwell.
Do a job on that offensive board. He seems to function better when he's got the big man guarding him off the offensive board than when he has the forward guarding him.
12 points for Maxwell now. And the Celtics have a 1-point lead, 23-22. The shot clock got down to 2 seconds when Tiny took that one. Maxwell is 4 of 4 from the field, and of course he was the leading field goal percentage shooter in the league this year. Caldwell Jones with a tip. There's a whistle. Believe it's going to be on Larry Bird. We'll wait and see what the call is from Mr. O'Donnell.
Well, Bill Fitch is up. It looked to me from our vantage point that it could have gone the other way. Caldwell really was shoving Bird out of the play.
Foul is on Bird.
Evidently not.
That is his first, 4th team foul. Cheeks in the lane, back to Bobby Jones, wide open, won't go as the Sixers have gone cold. Cowens a long pass to Maxwell, and he's fouled. Beautiful pass from Dave Cowens to Cedric Maxwell. Max now with 14 points.
And you can see who Max is going looking for. I'll tell you, well-deserved, an outstanding outlet pass over the defense. High lob to the inside, take the man to the basket, make him reach for it. Excellent pass by Dave Cowens, and Max knows it. Look at him look for him immediately.
A couple of substitutions now. ML Carr checks in for Larry Bird, and Henry Bibby comes into the game, replacing Maurice Cheeks. Max will have 1 in the penalty. Celtics lead at 25-22. Won't go, and he'll have 1 more. There's Henry Bibby, who had an excellent first game, 17 points off the bench.
He looked for it a little too much in the second game, I thought, especially in the second half, and I thought it hurt the 76ers.
Celtics have their biggest lead of the game, 4 points, 26-22, and Maxwell's ripping them up with 15 in the first quarter. 1:10 left to go, first quarter. The Spectrum in Philadelphia. Celtics and Sixers, game 3 of their best-of-7 Eastern Conference Championship Series. Jones, turnaround shot in the lane, and hits Bobby Jones, his first 2.
Good job by Bobby, again coming across. He moves so well without the ball. It's very difficult to defense because of that.
Bibby on Tiny. Tiny has it, the free throw line, pop, and hits! Tiny with 7 points, and it's 28-24, 39 seconds. Bibby, the pull-up, and in. Now, he is definitely a streak shooter. ML Carr with it now. Carr pulls up, looking inside. ML will take the shot. In and out. Chris Ford, the offensive rebound, brings it back out. 20 seconds left to go in the quarter. Carr wants it. Back to Tiny. They'll set for the 1 shot. No time left on the shot clock. 13 on the game clock. Calling play number 1.
Little 2-on-2 action. It works so effectively in the Houston series. Cowens just sets the pick for Tiny. Tiny again.
2 seconds, 1 second. Bibby can't get it to drop, and that'll end the quarter.
Tiny's upset. Just a little over anxious, but he's getting in there. He'll get himself under control.
That's the end of the first quarter with the Celtics leading the Sixers.
I think that he didn't want to interrupt the chemistry, obviously, which he hasn't. He has integrated them slowly, and I think he feels it's going to take him a while. He's used them very effectively and capitalized on his offense, but I don't think he feels he can yet sustain the kind of clutching, clawing, overplay defense that the Celtics have been using most of the season. And until he feels that he's solid defensively and can contribute, he's going to use them in spots.
Foul was on Rick Roby. He picks up fouls quicker than anybody coming into a game. Dawkins underneath is ripped by Chris Ford. Chris was going to make sure that Darryl did not get the easy hoop.
Good play on Chris Ford's part.
That is his second. And that's the second team foul. Let's take a look at it, Bob.
That is swinging the ball around. They've done this effectively. Dawkins drops down from the high post with Roby fronting him. Weak side guard, Chris Ford in this case, comes down and is left no choice after Dawkins had the easy layup. He made sure he was not able to get the 2 points, but making him earn them from the foul line, and the foul pays off.
He is 1 of 4 now from the line. Celtics will line up with Chris Ford, Tiny Archibald, Rick Roby, Larry Bird, ML Carr. Roby with a moving in. Rick Roby, his first 2 points. Meanwhile, for the Sixers, Bibby, Hollins, Caldwell, Jones, Dawkins, and Bobby Jones. Roby on Dawkins, Bird on Caldwell Jones, and Carr on Bobby Jones. Bird deflects it. Dawkins picks it up. Back to Caldwell Jones. That sky hook. And Bird with the rebound.
He's already made a couple of those this game. I'll tell you, your percentage on those is not going to be great. I think he'd better put it in cold storage for the rest of the game and figure he's ahead with 2 already.
Tiny directing traffic out on top. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Celtics lead at 30-27. To Bird underneath. Caldwell Jones on him from behind. No! Bobby Jones tried to get the block. He couldn't as Bird went up between the 2 of them.
Only a second hoop, but a pretty one. He squeezed it up amongst all the arms, and not an easy shot to get off.
Celtics' biggest lead, 5 points, 32-27, 10:44 to go. Second quarter. Oh, off that Dawkins pick. And a whistle underneath. No basket. And Bird gave himself up just a little bit that time.
Oh, yeah. Larry took the full brunt of that. There's Chris Ford on the pick and roll play going out. Leaves Dawkins free. Nice pass by Hollins. Bird goes over to interrupt the progress. And got in the way of that freight train.
Dawkins is 1 of 5 now from the line, so that seems to be the formula. Foul him and send him to the line. Don't give him the easy one. Misses another one. Dawkins 1 of 6.
He's only shooting 50% in this series so far from the line.
Bird with 7 rebounds already. Tiny working off the Roby pick. Pull up pop. Won't go. Caldwell Jones the rebound. Jones averaging over 12 boards a game during the playoffs. Bibby quickly up the court. Henry pull up. Tiny blocks it, but they're going to call the whistle. No basket.
Well, Bibby exposed the ball. Tiny went after it. Paul Mihalik is claiming that he had the arm. Let's take a look. Here's the penetration. There's the fake. He gets Tiny up in the air. You want to stay home on that D if you can, but that's easier said than done, because even a good defensive player will respond to a good head and shoulder fake. It's a question of not overreacting on it. In other words, respond, but don't leave your feet if you can avoid it.
32-29, 3-point Celtic lead, and the Celts already have 4 team fouls with 10:09 to go, second quarter. Tiny working the baseline, whistle outside. Foul's going to be on Henry Bibby. On Bibby, his first team foul on Philadelphia. Roby drives, won't go. Carr there, bounces loose. Bibby comes up with it. To Bobby Jones, the baseline move. Bird with another rebound. To Tiny in the middle. Chris Ford on the wing. Tiny pulls up to Carr. ML the scooper. And Dawkins the rebound.
In a case of ML leaving his feet, if you're going to penetrate, stay home unless you have the opening to the basket, because once you go up in the air, you generally put yourself at a disadvantage. You have to come up with a dipsy-doodle job, which ML was forced to do there. Bad shot.
Ford with the steal in the lane off Hollins. Then Hollins knocks it away from Ford. Ford arguing with the official, and Hollins lays it in.
Well, that's one reason why, unless they blow the whistle, you don't want to give the official too much attention. Hollins took advantage of it. Good alert play on a part of the guard.
Roby, the offensive board, and he's jump ball.
Good defensive play by Bobby Jones. That's his trademark. We've talked about him before. He did an outstanding job in the third quarter on Larry Bird on Sunday. This kid is quick. He's alert. He sacrifices himself.
Bird, the shot. Misses. Caldwell Jones the rebound. It's become very physical here with the Celtics up by 1, 32-31, 8:43 to go, first half. Hollins working on Ford, the pull-up. Blocked by Ford. Bird takes it away to Roby on the wing. Rick is going to drop it off, and they're going to call an offensive foul. That's his second.
Again, the outlet should not go to the big man. He doesn't expect it, he doesn't want it, and he doesn't have the talent to put it to the floor and bring it to the basket. The outlet must go to the guard. Let him bring it down and let him find the big man once he's moved down the floor and gotten into position without the ball.
Dave Cowens checks in for Rick Roby, and Pete Maravich comes in to replace Chris Ford. Tiny on Bibby. Maravich will be on Hollins. Cowens on Dawkins. Off the Caldwell Jones pick. Good play by Bird. Off the foot of Bobby Jones. Jones in with the hoop. Bobby Jones. And it's a Philadelphia lead, 33-32. Just over 8 minutes to go.
Bobby Jones continues to get a lot done out there, both offensively, on the boards, and on the D.
Tiny in the lane. Offensive foul.
Well, once again, unfortunately, Tiny goes back to really his play of last year that he had completely overcome for all of this year, as we have seen him do so often. Penetrate, under control, make the play, drop it down. He's just a little over anxious, and he's going to have a talk with himself.
Offensive foul down at the other end.
The whole thing on that play, Raj, is, penetrate, but don't leave the ground. If you don't leave the ground, you're going to be under control, and you're not going to knock people down. Yes,
Foul's going to be on Dawkins.
Yep.
Pushing Maravich off. That's his second on Dawkins. And Dr. J checks back in. He'll be matched up with ML Carr on the D. Bird breaks free. He takes a pop. In and out. Larry with but 4 points. Hollins in the middle. Pull up. Double pump. Won't go, and Bird with another rebound. Knocked by Hollins. No whistle. Bird knocks it loose again. Hollins comes up with it. Bibby way outside. And in. And Bill Fitch wants a timeout with 7:17 to go, first half. The Sixers have jumped out to a 3-point lead, 35-32.
You need him, isn't he? Wow.
You can't give him anything. Bird matched up on Bobby Jones now. Jones will take in the lane, the running left-hander. Bird knocks it over to Carr. ML brings it down. Erving on him.
ML seems to struggle speed-wise sometimes, and then, he'll fake you out, and all of a sudden he'll give you an explosive burst. He's extremely deceptive.
Oh, nice move right there. Picture book play.
Beautiful, complete breakdown. No talking. When a pick is set, the back man on defense has got to let him know. Here's the Cowens pick. Look at Caldwell, just stands, doesn't help. And you got to step out. The man behind has to step out, slow the offensive man down so that the little guy can get through.
Oh,
nice
pass
play.
To Carr from Larry Bird. ML Carr with a hoop. And quickly, Philadelphia wants a timeout as they've broken down here with 6:02 to go, first half. Celtics up by 4, 39-35.
Well, I'll tell you, there's a time to hold on to that ball before you pass it, time to play hot potato with it. And it was hot potato time there because Larry just briefly and momentarily touched it before he spotted ML on the weak side. Beautiful pass.
Cheeks and Bibby in the Philadelphia backcourt. Maravich and Archibald for the Celtics. Bibby blows by Pistol.
Well, again, you know, in terms of what we talked about earlier, Pete has to dig in a little better on the D to get more playing time.
Jay in the lane and hits for Dr. J. Just his second hoop. He has but 4 points. And it's 39-37. Celtics lead it by 5:35 to go first half. Pistol breaks loose. Fall-away shot. In and out. Cheeks comes away with it. To Jay on the side. To Bobby Jones. Cowens knocks it loose. Bird hit the deck as Carr and Bird both going for the basketball.
Well, now he's upset. He had a shot at that deflection by Cowens, but he fell down, and that caused it to go out of bounds.
Looks like he tore up the elbow just a little bit. Some blood trickling down. That might have been from that slide he took the other day. Looked like he was trying to pick up the 7-10 split. Bibby way outside. Carr keeps it alive for Bird to pick up. Bounce pass to Maravich. The pop. In and out. So Pete's missed his first 2.
Just rushing it a bit. He's got to take his time.
Bibby. Oh, look at that running shot. In and out. Bird with another rebound. To Tiny. To Maravich. Pete on the baseline. Loses it. Looking for the foul.
Well, it was hard to tell. We were a little blocked out. Tough shot there by Pete because he was taking it back into a shot blocker. Caldwell Jones over his head. Difficult shot.
8 seconds on the shot clock. Erving gets Carr up on him. 4 seconds on the shot clock. To Bobby Jones, 2 seconds. He does get it off. It won't go. And Cowens and Bird battling for the ball. Cowens to Tiny. To Carr. ML. Oh, misses it. He saw those people around him. It did not put up a good shot. Looking for the foul. Cheeks turns it over. They don't call it. And he puts it in.
Well, David was there. He forced an off-balance shot. Cheeks just made it. That's simple. Good play by Cheeks.
Tied at 39. 4:05 to go first half. Tiny working with Cheeks on him. Tiny in the lane is tripped up by Caldwell Jones and no call. I'll tell you, they have missed about 4 or 5 calls in a row here. .351 to go first half. Steve Mix getting ready to check in for the Sixers. Tied at 39. Cowens on Caldwell Jones to Erving. He'll take that wide open 17-footer. Misses it, but it bounces right back at him. Bounce pass to Bibby underneath. Whistle before the shot. Foul's going to be on Maravich.
That'll be the 15th foul, so Bibby will be shooting 2 for 1. Here's that penetration a moment ago by Maurice Cheeks. There's the loss of control, which was not called, actually to Palm. Then once he gets away with it, why, he capitalized on the break and makes a nice drive for the basket over the outstretched hand of Dave Cowens.
Bibby misses the second one. Sixers have not been real good from the foul line tonight. They lead it by 1, 40-39. Mix in there now. He'll be on Cowens. And David ought to be able to go to school on Steve Mix. Whistle underneath as Maxwell's also back in the game. Foul's going to be on Caldwell Jones, and on Caldwell his second, and that is just the second team foul on Philadelphia with 3:25 to go first half. Maxwell breaks loose underneath, working, spinning, misses the shot, and Jay comes away with it. Bounce pass to Bibby, back to Mix and in.
Nice pass by Bibby, although Jay took it out of the pack after a good, strong defensive rebound. He clears it out of that middle about as quickly as perhaps any player, guard or forward in the league.
42-39. Maxwell looking outside on the dribble in the lane, puts up the shot, won't go, and Mix with the rebound. To Cheeks on the wing. Maravich on him. Caldwell Jones, a skyscraper. Battle underneath. Maxwell finally comes away with it. Max in the middle. Tiny's out in front of him. He doesn't see him. Max drops it off to Bird. Wide open. And Larry can't get it to fall. Cheeks quickly up. Inside. Drops it back to Jay. Back inside to Jones. Cowens and Jones battling. Bodies rolling, and they're going to call a jump ball.
I'm sure, as everyone has noticed, much faster pace game than we've had in the first couple. We said the first two were physical, and because they were so physical, the teams were never able to disengage and get into their run and shoot style that they both like to employ. Complete change of format here. Both teams running very effectively. Tiny checking out of the game.
Chris Ford back in, so it's Ford, Maravich, Bird, Maxwell, and Dave Cowens. Jump ball with 2:25 left to go, first half. Mix outside, he'll take it. He misses it. Bird with the rebound, excellent position, long pass to Maxwell. Cheeks on him. And they're going to give the ball to Philadelphia. Maxwell begging for the foul, and O'Donnell says no way. Those of you tuning in expecting to see NBC's Real People won't be disappointed, because Thursday night at 10, we've arranged a special delayed broadcast of Real People. That's Thursday night at 10, NBC's Real People. Bird with 14 rebounds now.
Pretty good defensive play there by Cheeks on the Maxwell dive. Max just exposed it a little, and the quick guard with the fast hands took advantage.
Bird with 15 rebounds now. 1:51 left to go, first half. Celtics trail by 3.
Cowens continues to do an extremely good job on the defensive board for the Celtics.
Celtics have scored but 11 points in this quarter. Bird from way outside and hits. Whew.
I think it was only 2. Yeah, it was only 2.
Okay, 2-pointer for Bird. 42-41. Erving in the lane. A kind of delayed whistle that time.
Well, a lot of gestures there by Paul Mihalik, but what it amounts to, Larry Bird's elbow. Roger pointed it out a while ago when he went down trying to keep that errant pass from going out of bounds.
Foul was on Cowens that time. Erving with 2 in the penalty. Jay with just 4 points so far, and maybe he is suffering a little bit more from that virus. And
I'll tell you, he's been moving and running. He has not been shooting well, but generally, if you're a little weakened with the flu, you know, it'll show itself in terms of obviously your speed, your movement, your intensity, and I haven't seen any letdown there, but he has not been shooting well. 44-41, 3-point Sixers lead, 1:18 to go. Pass to Maravich inside. He has to throw it back out as he got tied up by Cheeks. Jay comes away with it in the middle. Tries to get inside. Ford forces him out. He loses the basketball. Bird comes away with it to Maravich in the middle. Hollins behind him. Maravich puts it up. It's good, and he's fouled by Lionel Hollins. Pete made up for it. His last penetration, he got himself in trouble again, leaving the ground and finally throwing the ball away, but he sure made up with it for it, excuse me, on that play. Good job, good pass. Good pass by Bird once again. There's Erving trying to delay the long pass. He knows that Maravich has a step on the field. Good job, off balance. Was still able to get his arm behind and throw a soft one up there.
22nd injury timeout. Ray Melchiori checking out Pete Maravich. 1:03 left to go. First half, Sixers lead at 44-43. And Bob, once again, as the first 2 games have been, another good defensive battle here between 2 very high-scoring teams.
It is, except that, as I say, it's opened up. The Celtics have played pretty good defense, as a matter of fact. The 2 high scorers, Julius Erving only with 6 points, and Larry Bird, although he's heated it up with 7 here in the second quarter, still only with 9. So the defense again predominates, I think, but the game has opened up. Much more fast breaking than we saw in the first 2.
Pete completes the 3-point play. Bird has 16 rebounds in the first half so far, and this game is tied at 44. Celtics have led by as many as 5. Mix having trouble getting it in. Finally finds Bobby Jones up court with it. And Hollins will bring it up. He just goes by. Oh, they're going to call the offensive foul that time. Well, Lionel Hollins might have a beef right there.
Yeah, Celtics might have gotten a break. Mihalik's underneath. Let's take a look. Hollins with the change of pace. Yeah, Pete was not quite in there. You've got to be facing the man, squared off, both feet planted. I think they were both moving laterally. At any rate, Celtics got the call.
Cowens working on Mix outside to Ford. Maravich wide open. Now he takes it back. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Pete throws it away, and then he fouls Jones in the backcourt.
take a look at this exchange. Pete gets a little lazy with the pass. No zip on that handoff to Chris Ford.
Tackle in the open field.
And tries to make up for it. Pete has not played well other than that one drive to the basket a moment ago.
Boston has 15 turnovers, Bob. Philadelphia but 4.
Well, Philly's playing tenacious defense. In fairness to Philly and their defensive efforts in the 3 games, I'll tell you, they have upped their level of intensity considerably defensively. Still don't think they get the team defensive support that the Celtics have enjoyed not only all season but in this series. But I'm impressed with their defense in the first 3 games.
Jones misses the second one, but they're in the penalty, so he'll have another. Bobby Jones from North Carolina misses 2 out of 3. 1 point, Philadelphia lead, 45-44 with 31 seconds to go, and here comes Pistol. Looking for Bird. Good D by Bobby Jones, sticking right with him. Now Bird breaks free, steps back, 3-point land, hits, 3-pointer for Larry Bird. 47-45, 2-point lead. Sixers will go for the one shot with 10 seconds on the clock.
Celtics only 1 for 9 from the 3-point range in this series, but they're getting it off the flow now instead of looking for it. Mix with a missed layup.
Bird throws it down court, knocks it off the glass, and that's going to end the first half of play from the Spectrum in Philadelphia, with the Celtics leading the Sixers by the score of 47-45. We'll be back with more Celtics basketball right after this. Bounce in the first half. As a team, Philadelphia only had 22. Bird on Erving. Inside to Hollins, posting up on Ford. Now, Larry, the little weak side help. Cowens battling. Maxwell comes away with it. We're underway. Second half action from the Spectrum. Celtics lead at 47-45.
I'll tell you, Dave Cowens continues to take up a lot of room on the defensive board. Boy, he's sending those bodies flying in every direction. Doing a good job.
Ford way outside. Hits! 2-pointer. Chris Ford with 4 points now, and it's a 4-point Celtic lead, 49-45. The Sixers had some problems at the free throw line, Bob. There were 7 of 15. Of course, 5 of those misses belong to Darryl Dawkins. Offense having a little trouble getting on track. Cheeks will take the pop outside and hits. Maurice Cheeks with 8 points.
The guards seem to be looking for their offense a bit more for Philadelphia tonight than they have in the first couple of games.
Caldwell Jones on Bird again. Larry drops it inside to Max. Erving on him. Max up and in. Good move. Maxwell, who had 15 first quarter points, did not score in the second quarter. He has 17 on the night.
Talk about staying under control inside. He does it about as well as any big man. We heard him say at halftime about his speed and quickness. He uses
offensive foul underneath is on
Dawkins, I guess.
Excuse me, 3-second violation.
Oh.
3-second violation on Dawkins. A turnover. The ball goes to Boston. A lot of people might look at David's stats in the playoffs and say, gee, he's not getting that many points or rebounds, but you do things without the ball in this game that really count.
The Celtics have played their specific role all season long, and they continue to do that. And that certainly applies to David. He knows, the scoring is not his important contribution.
Well, he threw an air ball there. He's 0 for 4 from the field tonight. Dawkins, a turnaround shot, hits. Darryl Dawkins with 7 points. Well, he clears house, takes up a lot of space. Tiny with the pop off the rim. Cheeks comes away with it quickly. Got to hold it up as they can't get the break going. Knocked away by Ford. Cheeks picks it back up. Max on Jay. Cheeks wide open on the wing. Bounce pass inside, kind of a tough one. Jay will take the pop off the glass.
Oh, he has used that glass so effectively in this series. We saw him in the first game knock in about 16 backboard jobs. 16 points, about 8 of them.
Tiny off the Cowens pick. In the lane, up and in. That's Tiny Archibald. Vintage Tiny Archibald. 53-51, Celtics by 2.
Good job by the little guy that time.
Cheeks in the baseline, blocked by Maxwell. Max gets it out. 3-on-2 now with Bird and Ford. Behind the back to Maxwell, he loses it. And Caldwell Jones comes up with it.
Needed a guard involved in that play.
Hollins, the miss. Cowens knocking it around, keeping it alive. Cheeks underneath and in among the timber. Woo.
David is upset with himself. He was in a pretty good position there to get a hand on that ball, but Cheeks used his body very effectively and just pushed him out of the play.
The leaner by Ford won't go, and Erving comes away with it back to Hollins to Jay. Maxwell with the rebound. Max brings it out. He's in the middle to Tiny, but Jay takes it away. So Max has lost it twice now on the break. Cheeks. Cowens keeps it alive, and we come back down to the other end.
The pace continues. Both teams looking to push it up floor very quickly. They're not wasting any time, and they're not being that careful with their shot selection.
Play number 11 called by Bill Fitch with 8 seconds on the shot clock now. 6 seconds. Maxwell inside. Ford, three-point land. Won't go. Cowens tips it out, but Jay comes up with it. The Hollins 2-on-1 with Cheeks and in. Cheeks now with 6 points in the third quarter, and Bill Fitch wants a timeout with 7:51 to go third quarter. The Sixers lead it by 2, 55-53.
Celtics with a few turnovers, however.
Roby is in the game now for Dave Cowens. Rick has worked pretty well against Dawkins during the regular season. Hollins tries to steal it, but Bird regains a three-point land for Chris Ford. Hits!
Oh, good job. You know, we talked about that. The Celtics were only 1 for 9 coming in here on three-pointers after leading the league, I guess. But tonight, again, they're getting it off the flow. They're not looking for it. When you start looking for three-pointers, that's when you shoot them badly or shoot for a bad percentage.
A little accidental offense. Jay off the glass. And look at arm in arm. Roby and Dawkins, a steal off the pass by Cheeks. Drops it off to Jay. Cheeks on the baseline. Mismatch now with Bird out on Cheeks. Tiny picks him up. Bird drops back in on Jay. Roby and Dawkins will really battle. Couple of heavyweights. Dawkins misses. Ball knocked loose. Maxwell comes up with it, and he gets it to Tiny. The pass to Chris Ford. 56-55. 1 point Celtic lead with 6:48 left to go third quarter.
The momentary pressure of this series is off both teams, Raj. They're much less cautious with their passing tonight, if you notice. And as I say, a much more wide-open game than it was in the first two in Boston.
18-footer by Chris Ford.
Chris Ford's heating it up.
Ford with 7 points in the third quarter, and it's a 3-point Celtic lead.
Isolating Tiny and Cheeks on top. They're trying to get it in low to Dawkins.
He hits Darryl Dawkins with 9 points. He's averaging almost 16 points per game in the playoffs. Hollins on Ford. Chris, weak side help there by Cheeks. Tiny will take it in the lane. Back to Ford. 3-point land. Cheeks with the rebound. Ooh, Tiny went up in the air and caught Cheeks. Jay on the house call and hits.
Good job. Tiny gambled at half court. Tried to slow down the progress of the ball. Not a bad idea, but it was simply not successful, and that opened up the layup for Jay.
Well, he caught Cheeks in the eye with his right foot. Bird coming off the pick over Caldwell Jones and hits! Bird with 14 points, and it's 60-59 Celtics. Jay off the Dawkins pick. Fall-away shot. Hits!
He's tough on that move. He uses the big guy for the pick and then jumps back, and the switch simply doesn't have a chance to take effect. A steal by Cheeks.
Erving to Cheeks and in. Cheeks now with 8 third quarter points, and it's a 63-60 Sixers lead.
Let's take a look. The turnovers continue to plague the Celts off the Maxwell loss of the ball. Erving drops it down and a good penetration of Cheeks.
Foul away from the ball. That foul is on Darryl Dawkins. That is his third foul.
That is the first team foul on either team, by the way, of this quarter. So once again, the looseness after the tight, tough, intensive defense of the first two games, the comparable looseness in this game. Bird from way out.
Hits.
Wow, is he opening it up.
Larry Bird now with 16 points, and it's 63-62. The Sixers lead it by 1, 4:30 to go, and as Bob mentioned, only one team foul so far in the quarter. O'Donnell and Mihalik letting them play, and there's a lot of banging inside. Look at Dawkins and Roby. Dawkins misses. Roby the rebound to Tiny. Long pass to Bird.
A little too much on it. Couldn't quite catch up to it.
63-62. Sixers with a 1-point lead, and Cowens comes in. Maxwell comes out, and Bob, this was a lineup Sunday with Cowens and Roby in there in the third quarter that really kind of spurred the Celtics on.
In the second half.
Right.
But the defense was about as intense and as aggressive and effective in that second half as any time all season long. Good move along the baseline by Caldwell Jones.
He slipped around Cowens that time. 3-point Sixers lead. Let's take a look.
Yep. Just slides in there. David occasionally get caught in that because he's looking to help out so often.
Erving knocks the ball loose, and it's going to be Sixers basketball. Roby had it underneath, put it to the floor a couple times, and Jay got a hand on it, bounced it off Rick's foot, and it's a 3-point Philadelphia lead, 65-62 with 3:40 left to go, third quarter.
And again, the turnovers, 15 of them in the first half by Boston, and they continue to lose that ball here in the second half.
21 now for the Celtics. Hollins, baseline, brings it back on top, in the lane, over Cowens, and in. That is a 5-point Philadelphia lead. That is their biggest lead of the game, 67-62. Going to Bird, inside, fall-away shot. He hits.
Oh, wow, does he make this game look easy, I'll tell you. Never wasted motion. He knows exactly where to go each time with the ball, what kind of fake to use, and then what to do when the fake is successful.
House call.
Oh, nice play. Boy, that gets him out of their seats.
Erving with 8 third-quarter points. Let's take a look.
Take a peek at this. Big loping. We told you before the game he can fly. Beautiful.
Celtics turn it over again. Here comes Jay. Cowens knocks it loose, and the foul on Dave Cowens.
Excellent foul in this instance by Dave Cowens because Jay was moving towards the basket again. He saved 2 points and only the first team foul, excuse me.
Timeout on the court. 2:34 to go, third quarter. The Sixers leading the Celtics 69-64.
Simply has not broken down. They're out there, but the game simply has opened up.
Bird on Erving. Jay has to drop it off inside. Ball knocked loose. Cowens comes up with it.
Alert play by Cusford.
Celtics need a bucket here. They trail it by 5, 69-64 with 2:15 to go, third quarter. As they've been outscored in this period. Nice move by Bird off the glass, but doesn't go on Erving, who's come alive here in the third quarter, to Bobby Jones, and misses it.
There's a break. Tiny interrupted it. Just lost his concentration momentarily. Bird using those fakes very effectively. Gets clobbered by Bobby Jones.
First foul on Bobby Jones, second team foul. And Larry, who has not been to the free throw line tonight, and he only shot 1 free throw on Sunday.
I'll tell you, for a guy who's lost a lot of blood, he should be at that free throw line a few more times tonight, I think.
Gerald Henderson checks in, number 43 for Tiny Archibald. Bird will have 2, and he drops the first one in. Larry with 19 points now.
There's Gerald Henderson checking in for the first time. Tiny Archibald taking a well-deserved rest.
Bird with 19 points, 18 rebounds. Bibby also in the game. Larry with 1 more. Misses that one. Cowens tries to keep it alive, but Caldwell Jones comes away with it. Henderson on Cheeks. They'll switch the ball over now to Jay. Bird right in his face. Nice pass inside to Bobby Jones. 71-65, that 6-point lead, the biggest lead of the night for either team, with 1:32 to go in the quarter.
Fine play by Bobby Jones that time, and an exceptionally effective pass by Jay. Those two work very, very well together. It's a pleasure to feed someone who moves without the ball as consistently and as effectively as Bobby Jones does.
Foul was on Bobby Jones. And that is the second foul in the last 2 minutes, so Ford will go to the line. Ford will shoot one in the penalty. 71-65, Sixers lead it. And Chris misses out, so neither team shooting very well from the line tonight.
No, it's become contagious here.
Chris drops one of the two in. Chris with 8 points in the quarter. 71-66, 5-point Philadelphia lead. Cowens on Jones, inside to Jay. What a move.
Oh, boy. Outstanding. Hung up there. 2 or 3 minutes, it seemed like.
73.
Still got the shot off.
66, 7-point lead. Ford trying to find somebody inside. Gets it to Cowens. Long jumper. In and out. Roby, the offensive board. Roby has it blocked. The ball's knocked loose. Ford puts it up and misses. Ford trying to keep it alive. Bibby comes away with it. 51 seconds to go in the quarter. Bibby slides. Erving will take it up and in. Woo! That is a Rancho Deluxe house call right there.
Boy, I know Dawkins has got a lot of names for his dunks. I don't know what you'd call this one. Is that an outstanding play?
Henderson in the lane. Turnaround shot. Misses. Caldwell Jones with the rebound. The Sixers lead at 75-66. They're on top by 9 with 21 seconds to go in the quarter as they've kind of taken charge here in this third period. Bobby Jones inside to Caldwell Jones. The hook and hits. There's a whistle.
Bibby was knocked to the floor, and Jake Jones is making the call. He's giving them the basket by Caldwell Jones. Nice play again. The kind of fall away half a hook. Henderson and Bibby collided.
Incidental contact. And the Sixers have pulled out to an 11-point lead with 4 seconds left to go. O'Donnell explaining to Henderson why he called the foul. Just a one shot for Bibby, and he hits. Roby has it. 3 seconds. Roby way outside. Whoa! Thing dropped off the rim. Doesn't fall. And the Philly fans have a lot to cheer about because after 3 quarters of play, their team leads the Celtics 78-66. Here we go. Last 12 minutes. Third game of this Eastern Conference Championship Series. Maravich in. Cowens, Bird, Henderson, and ML Carr for the Celtics. Pistol from way outside. Off the rim. Cowens follows. Goaltending on Caldwell Jones. Cowens with just 4 points in the game. 78-68. 10-point. Philadelphia lead. Caldwell Jones, Bobby Jones, Bibby, Cheeks, and Dawkins for the Sixers. After 15 points in the first quarter, Maxwell has just scored 2 more as he's seen limited action in the second and third periods. Inside to Dawkins, deflected by Cowens. Bibby wide open. Won't go. Carr with the rebound. Bobby Jones on his back gets it to Henderson. The pass to Bird. Larry, the left-handed runner, won't go, and Cheeks comes away with it. Bobby Jones knocked away by ML Carr. Here we come in the transition. 3-on-2. Carr in the lane and in.
Wow. Nice move by ML. He was looking right and left to his outlet people and gave a little head fake. Finally found a hole and went to the basket. Good play by ML.
78-70. 11 minutes to go. 4 straight points by the Celtics. Dawkins back to Bibby, to Bobby Jones. Carr on him. Fall away shot from the line and in.
Well, that's the little shot Bobby was missing in the first couple of games. He's certainly not missing it tonight.
10-point Philadelphia lead, 80-70. The Celtics have been held to 19 points the last 2 quarters. Fake by Bird, back to Maravich. The pop from the side, in and out. And Cheeks comes away with it. This guard has been leaping tonight. He's come away with some good rebounds for Philadelphia. Cheeks, pull-up pop. Bird with another rebound. Long pass to ML Carr. And he's called for traveling. He saw Henderson right next to him.
I think, yeah, exactly. He lost his concentration on the play. He was trying to catch it and pass it down to Darryl at the same time, and he just didn't get the handle on it. Good pass by Bird, however.
Hollins into the game now for the 76ers, replacing Maurice Cheeks. Once again, the turnovers for the Celtics. 23 now in this game. Bibby off the Dawkins pick. Back outside, Henderson with it. Jones tries to make the steal, gets it to Bird. Back to Maravich, pistol, wide open. Can't find the range. Guns are not oiled up tonight. Hollins in the lane and in. 82-70, 12-point lead for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Well, that's the trouble with going cold from the field, whether it's Maravich or any of the Celtics, especially when you're looking for the outside shot. Because when you start missing outside shots, that's what triggers the opponent's fast break, and the Sixers have capitalized on it well.
Foul is going to be on Pete Maravich away from the ball. And it'll go over to Philadelphia. Dr. J checks back in. And Caldwell Jones comes out. 9:21 left to go in the game. 82-70. Sixers lead it by 12. Bibby to Bobby Jones. Back to Dawkins on top, and Hollins will set things up. Jay way outside. Bobby Jones, the offensive board. Whistle. Foul's going to be on Larry Bird, and that'll be his third.
May not be a shooting foul, however, so the Celtics may get away with just a personal foul.
First team foul with 9:04 to go. Caldwell Jones back in. Dawkins comes out. Cowens on Jones. Ball's deflected. Henderson comes up with it to Cowens, who gets it back to Gerald. Celtics now trailing by 12. Henderson in the lane and in.
That's a nice job.
And quickly, Philadelphia wants a timeout with 8:50 to go. Fourth quarter. They lead it by 10. 82-72.
The lead as far as the Sixers are concerned with 8 minutes to go. And he doesn't want to break down in the defense at this point.
10 points, 76er lead, 82-72, 8:41 left to go in this basketball game. Hollins off the pick, puts it up off the glass. Cowens and Carr battling, and ML says, I want it. Henderson, Carr, Cowens, Maravich, and Bird. Going inside to Bird, baseline, little flipper, won't go, and Caldwell Jones with the rebound.
The big rejector came at him, and it caused the adjustment on the shot, caused Larry Bird to get it up a little quicker, I think, than he wanted to.
Jay working on Carr underneath. No call, no call. That could have gone either way.
Wow. Jay can't believe that. He's hurting. He hit the floor hard.
Maravich drops it off to Henderson underneath, blocked by Bobby Jones. Here comes Jay. Watch this now. And in. That's getting it right back at you, mister.
Well, I'll tell you. There's just nothing else to be said of that guy. Boy, he just hit the floor about as hard as you'll ever see anyone hit it. Follows it up with this play. Again goes down. This time he'll pick up the foul.
On ML Carr. Carr and Erving. Jake O'Donnell right between them in front of our bench.
O'Donnell anticipated it because Carr wants a piece
right here
of
in
him.
front of our bench. Right here in front of our broadcast position. Both officials now in front of Carr. And Fitch is in there now too.
Well, as we pointed out, Jay went down about as heavily in his heart on those last two plays as he perhaps ever has in his career.
ML plays a physical sort of game. There's no question about it. And Jay, being the superstar that he is, has to take a lot of contact sometimes. Let's take a look at it again. This is the comeback at you.
ML steps in to try to force him out of the play. Obviously a lot of contact.
Jay did not like it as he looks right into the camera.
He sat there and got himself a little upset. O'Donnell and Fitch going at it now. Although an alert play by O'Donnell, he saw that developing and jumped in between the two players immediately.
ML Carr still in the game. Now Fitch is the guy that's screaming. 84-72 with 7:43 to go. Oh, you just had a feeling after they missed that call that Jay was going to come back and put on a show. Misses the free throw. Cowens with the rebound. It's a 12-point Philadelphia lead. Celtics got to get something moving here in a hurry. Bobby Jones on Bird. Carr to Maravich. Looking inside. Jones really battling with Bird. Maravich on the baseline underneath. Flips it back out to Henderson. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Bird, three-point land. In and out. Ball knocked loose. Hollins knocks it up in the air. Looks like a volleyball game to Jay and in. That could be good night. And Hollins bumping into Carr at midcourt. There's a timeout on the floor. 7:11 to go. The Sixers lead it 86-72. Lane puts it up and in. Archibald. Tiny with 13 points. And
good job.
86-74.
Tiny stayed with it well that time. Had a lot of defensive pressure. Brought it in close to the hoop. That's what he hasn't been doing. He's been going airborne too soon. Got to get it in there close before you leave your feet.
And again.
Well, what can you say? You know, just outstanding. That's why a lot of people think he should be
Archibald,
the most valuable player. Tiny.
He's fouled. Tiny with the hoop. Foul on Bibby. That is his second. Tiny is down on the floor. And Tiny gives you that cold, hard stare. And I saw him exchanging a word or two with Bibby a minute ago. 88-76.
Well, the tempers are getting short, obviously triggered by the Dr. J reaction to the ML Carr foul. He's got everyone a little more emotionally involved, if that's possible, than they were a while ago.
Celtics miss another free throw. Whistle outside. No basket. Foul's going to be on Pete Maravich. That is his fourth. And that is the third team foul on the Celtics. Just one on Philadelphia. 6:20 to go. Celtics trail by 12.
Celtics only shooting 30% from the field in this quarter. They're going to have to obviously heat it up.
Cowens knocks it loose, but Bibby comes away with it. Jay wants the basketball. Baseline jumper. He hits.
Well, we talked about Bird making it look easy. You've just seen an awesome display by Dr. J.
Maravich underneath and scores.
They can't match him, however, if they're going to make any inroads in this 12-point deficit. They've got to dig in on the D.
I think he dominates the game even more so than any 7-footer that's ever played. Tiny comes around, and there's a foul in the backcourt. Foul's going to be on Erving. On Jay, that is his third. And Tiny will go to the line. Second team foul. But I can't recall a player that can just turn it on like Jay can and do the things that he can do to.
Well, it's not easy to be flamboyant. There's Dawkins taking a little rest and meditating. It's not easy in this game, as I say, to be flamboyant and effective at the same time, and as devastatingly so as Jay is capable of doing, as we have just seen in the last few minutes here. This excites the fans even more than a guy just getting a job done.
90-79, 5:30 left to go in this game. Bobby Jones inside a whistle, and Bird was tripped by Jones. Bird went down to a kind of a semi-crouch, and then Jones fell over him. They called a foul on Larry Bird. And on Bird, that is his fourth. Cheeks comes back in. Bibby goes out. 4 team fouls now on the Celtics. And Bobby Jones has done a heck of a job so far on Bird in this fourth quarter. Bill's going to pop a vein there in a second. Bird with the deflection, and it's going to be off Bobby Jones. Celtics basketball.
Well, a little bit of the same action there. Bird with a good, strong overplay. That's what he's been getting for Bobby Jones. He gave it back to him and forced the turnover.
5:23 left to go. Sixers lead it by 11, 90-79. Cowens outside. David's been cold, but he hits that one. Cowens was just his third hoop of the game, and it's 90-81, 9-point Philadelphia lead.
Bench encouraging the Celtics to dig in on the D, and that's exactly what they must do. They need a stopper here.
Caldwell Jones. Ball deflected by Cowens.
Oh, what a save.
Save. Tiny comes up with it to Larry Bird. Cross court to ML Carr. Back to Tiny in the lane. He's got to put it up or drop it to Carr, who puts it up, and there's a whistle. Well, they got a break there because Tiny and Carr are both in the lane. The foul's on Caldwell Jones, his third, and the third team foul.
They had a 4-on-3 set up, but they just couldn't find the open man. They didn't have the ball centered going down on the break, and it limited the options. The outlet man on the left side ended up with it, and he simply had to look back to the middle. However, they got lucky. Carr still picked up the foul.
Well, ML misses the free throw, and the Celtics are having a problem at the line right now.
Dawkins back in.
Celtics are 4 of 10 in the second half from the foul line. Carr misses them both. Bird gets it back, though. Larry leans in, a little scooper. Carr with the tip won't go. Cowens comes back to ML, and they'll set it up. Good job that time by the Celtics. Pistol, three-pointer. 90-84.
I'll tell you, that's one good reason for staying with a shooter, because if he runs a cold streak, which is exactly what Maravich did, you know that a shooter with his potential is going to heat it up. So hopefully that's the first of many for Peter.
Dawkins a turnaround. Cheeks with another key rebound on the offense.
You're absolutely right. They forced Dawkins into a bad shot, and they were not able to take advantage.
4:06 left to go. 6-point. Philadelphia lead. Dawkins working inside, leaning in and in. 92-84. 3:50 and counting.
Well, a second time, Dawkins did a much better job in turning over the good shot. Took it to the basket rather than a fall away.
Tiny draws the whistle in the lane. Oh, they're going to call it before the shot on Erving.
No, they're going to give him 2. That's the 4th team foul, by the way. Both teams now in the penalty situation.
4th on Dr. J, 4th team foul. It is a 2-shot foul, so Tiny will go to the line. Tiny is 2 of 5. He was 23 of 23 coming into this game in the playoffs. He has 16 points tonight and drops that one in. 92-85.
Celtics obviously still alive. Plenty of time. They've got it down to 6.
92-86, 3:40 left. The bench shouting out encouragement. Archibald up on Cheeks. Setting Dawkins and Erving on the same side. Caldwell Jones and Hollins on the weak side. Erving with the shot. Battling Bird with the rebound. Here comes Carr. 2-on-1 break with Bird. ML up and in.
Oh boy, good job. Nice hesitation dribble by Carr there.
Now just a 4-point Philadelphia lead. 92-88 with 3:10 to go, and the crowd has grown silent. Celtics really digging in on the D. Inside to Dawkins, moving in and stuffs it.
David gambled. He went for the steal. Didn't come up with it, and Dawkins spun away. Got himself the layup.
Bill Fitch wants a timeout with 2:51 left to go in this game. The Sixers have a 6-point lead over the Celtics, 94-88.
To send him in, let him miss 6 before you get any production out of him. You know the guy's a good shooter, and eventually he's going to make it. Celtics open up the middle. They go to their 3-2 offense.
Maravich, Pistol Pete. who now has 8 points.
This also, by the way, a lot of stages of the game, the defense starts to let down, so it's an advantage for a shooter like Maravich.
94-90, 4-point Philadelphia lead. Inside to Dawkins.
Oh,
whistle.
Boy.
Whistle. O'Donnell and Mihalik. They're going to call it on Dave Cowens, and I'd like to see that again because...
Well, a key call, although Dawkins has not been shooting well from the free throw line. He's only made 1 out of 6.
4th foul on Cowens, and it's puts the Celtics over the limit. So Dawkins will go to the line to shoot 1 in the penalty. He misses the first one. Darryl's been consistent at the line tonight.
1 out of 7 so far.
2 of 8. 95-90, 5-point lead with 2:22 to go. Bird breaks off the pick over Caldwell Jones. In and out. Lionel Hollins with an excellent rebound. Erving says, push it up, man, push it up. I want it. I got tiny. Carr moves back now. Dawkins, top of the circle, gives it to Jay. And Darryl kind of scared Billy Cunningham there for a second.
They've got Jay isolated on ML Carr. The right side is clear. He's waiting to make his move.
And in. No problem. 97-90, 7-point lead, 1:52 to go.
When you isolate him like that, you have to respect his drive to the basket, so they give the outside shot, and he's been hitting that very well.
Cowens it in. 97-92, 1:42 to go, 5-point Philadelphia lead. Bill Fitch down on one knee right in front of our broadcast position. Hollins gets it across the timeline.
Celtics must gamble. I think they need a double up. Bad shot by Hollins.
But it drops.
Oh, wow.
Celtics want a timeout with 1:26 to go. They trail by 7, 99.
Makes it even tougher for the rookie.
Is it 3-point land time?
Well, a little bit of both. If the shot opens up to the basket, they'll take it. If not,
oh, pistol from way outside, misses
that's
it.
That's a bad shot. They don't want
really
that
force it. Cowens knocks it loose. Maravich underneath. Oh, what a shot by Maravich to get 2 at least. And it's 99-94, 5-point lead, 1:07 to go. Celtics with a break there.
Yeah, there's still enough time, Roger, to look for the 3-pointer, but not to force it. There's a big difference there.
Cheeks with the basketball.
Must stop him.
Erving breaks off the pick.
They're going to run the clock down, obviously.
Jay falls loose, and it's going to be Philadelphia basketballs that went off Cowens.
Looked like it might have been a walking violation before that, however.
7 seconds on the shot clock, 50 on the game clock. Erving way outside to Cheeks. To Hollins, who'll take the pop. Misses it. Bird with a big rebound. Larry breaks it out. He's got Tiny behind him. Larry pulls up 3-point land. He's
got
Bird with a 3-pointer. And it's 99-97, 37 seconds to go. The Sixers lead it by 2. They got to take a shot here now.
Big 3-pointer. Smart play by the rookie. He got there and he was free. There was no defensive pressure.
Hollins off the glass. Won't go. Carr with the rebound. 19 seconds left. Celtics call a timeout. 16 seconds the clock wound down to. 16 seconds left to go. The Sixers lead it by 2, 99-97, and Larry Bird with a 3-point land special.
Let's take a look at this now. You see the defense is hustling back, so he gets the shot uncontested as opposed to the one Maravich took a moment ago where he had a couple of guys hanging all over him. So look for the 3-pointer in a situation like that if you can pick it up without defensive pressure.
That's going to be it. Final score here, 99-97. So the Sixers wrap up game 3 of this best-of-7 series. Remember, our next telecast is Friday at 8 p.m. when the Celtics play the Philadelphia 76ers in game 4 at the Spectrum.